Hello everyone, welcome to Optimal Timelines. I am your guide, Sean Collins, and helping you to connect to your most optimal future timeline. So it's that time again. It's going to be your monthly tarot readings for the month of May 2021. And as always, it's going to be for your North Node by sign and house. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what your North Node is, in the description box below, there's going to be a couple of videos that explain it. But the reason, as my regular viewers know, the reason I use your North Node by sign and house as opposed to your sun, moon, or ascendant is because I find that the readings are much more accurate and much more relevant. So people that share the same North Nodes by sign and house have much more in common with each other than people that share the same sun sign, for example, or moon or ascendant. So as I said, you can check the description box below if you have any questions about your North Node. And let's get started. Okay, so this is the monthly tarot reading for May 2021 for everybody with their North Node in Pisces and or the 12th house. So I'm going to connect to the energies and then we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, so I will explain the spread here. So this side of the table, this is for the first half of the month in May 2021 from the 1st to the 15th, and this is from the 16th of the month till the end. So I'm seeing some really strong themes for you North Node in Pisces and or the 12th house. I can see that a lot of you have been through some really intense things. For some of you, it's been emotional things. For some of you, it could be physical things, even psychological things. And the first half of the month, as we're in Taurus season, and there's these Taurian energies that are around. What's going to be really good for you is to have patience with life, have patience with yourself and others, because I get that there's two things that are going on, and it might be the two things might be you might experience, or different people with a North Node or in the Pisces or the 12th house could experience either or. But what I'm seeing is like the impatience is like wanting to move forward and, not maybe knowing like the steps, how to do it. But this month is saying, look, take time to really keep planning and move forward methodically. Okay. For a lot of you, it's been, a lot of things are coming up. Actually, for a lot of us with the astrology going on, a lot of things are being processed from the past, I can see. So there's this whole thing of processing things emotionally, processing things psychologically, okay? And it's almost like the feeling some of you might be feeling is like, I'm just like, I just want this to be done with. Like, I want to like just move on and not feel like I'm being, burdened, at all. And, you're just be patient, as I said, with yourself and with others, because there could be this impatience that kind of comes in. The other thing too that's coming in big time is there's an energy in your life that is involving giving and receiving, giving and receiving, giving and receiving. Now that could be things are material things, emotional things, things could be flowing toward you from others. And it's also saying to kind of, give of yourself, give of your time, like open up. But there's a big theme for, this energy of giving and receiving. It could be like for some of you, like some people, I think we've all kind of experienced this. Sometimes we get embarrassed when someone gives us something, especially if it's like unexpected or we're not expecting it from that person. It's kind of like you don't feel worthy or sometimes or embarrassed, and you're like, oh, thank you. You didn't have to do that, and we kind of are like apologetic, and sometimes that can translate over into life, because when you have good things in your life, or good things are flowing into your life, it's almost like you feel like, well, why, what did I have to do to deserve it? You didn't do anything to deserve it. You just deserve it, and so it's the same thing with like receive freely and give freely, when it's appropriate. And that doesn't all, like I said, even mean material things. It could be like just giving of yourself emotionally, giving of your time or something to that extent. So this giving and receiving on all levels, not only the material. But as I said, the impatience thing is, just remember, there are things that are flowing to you in your life, and you might not see, some of you might see it materializing, some others it's taking a bit to materialize. But what you want to do is you want to stay centered in your groundedness, stay centered in what you've been working on, okay? Because, like, as I said, this first half of the month, you're really processing a lot of things. And the other thing that's coming in big time too is a lot of this is like mental energy. And what I'm getting for a lot of you is, and this makes perfect sense, because with your North Node in the 12th house and or Pisces, your South Node is in, Virgo and or the 6th house, okay? Virgo ruled by Mercury, okay? The mind. One of the darker sides of Mercurian energy, and especially when we're dealing with Virgo, is an overactive mind. Like your mind becomes, your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. And so with that South Node in Virgo and or the 6th house, it's really what they're really wanting you to understand is turn on more of your heart, turn on more of your intuition, as opposed to dealing with things with your mind. Use your mind in a proper way, and that's going to help you as you're processing all of this old stuff, and also help you with the impatience type of a thing that's happening this first half of the month. Now, the second half of the month, I feel like for a lot of you, this energy, you could be receiving, there's like material things that could be coming in for some of you, or receiving of something, whatever that could be, like love, it could be, resources, but for some of you too, it's going to be like still in the work. So this energy is still kind of working toward you. Now, one of the things I see a lot of you have kind of kind of learned your lesson. Or maybe I'll rephrase that. In learn your lesson as far as like that whole mind thing I was talking about the first half of the month, and you're like so kind of tired and over of letting, your mind kind of rule you. And I feel like a large majority of you are moving and learning this lesson and like moving out of, being ruled by the storms of your mind, where you're getting more like, okay, I'm not going to let this kind of, overtake me. If any of you are experiencing any sort of things where like your mind tends to like not be your friend, where you're like overthinking things or like going down roads, I want to suggest a book called The Untethered Soul. And look it up. It's an amazing book, and it really gives a lot of practical advice of like kind of how to tame that inner like wild animal mind. But as I said, a lot of you are learning that, and what you're going to find out, and what you are in the process of finding out, is the more you're able to tap into the resources of your intuition, tap into the resources of your heart space, and instead of the mind, you're going to find that like there's a lot more flowing to you. And I do see in the second half of the month, I see this kind of continuance of processing older things and kind of, getting through them. So you're kind of working through them. Don't be, freaked out by the fact that like if you get this impatience that comes in, and you want it to be over, just realize that it's a process. Some are going to kind of deal with it, quicker than others, but it is like a process, and it is in the works. Now, one of the big things that's coming in right now is there is something, especially the second half of the month, where you're really solidifying belief systems. Like I see for some of you, you've radically like adjusted, your belief systems over the years. And you're going to be part of this processing that you're going through is like looking at, wow, okay, when I was 15, I thought this way. When I was 25, I thought this way, and so on. You're going back, in certain increments in your life and seeing how your beliefs have changed for the better. The other thing that's coming in for this is realize that we never get to a point, or I should say we should never get to a point in our life where we say like, this is my truth and I am never going to waver from it. It's okay to have belief systems and our inner truths, because, I have my inner truths, you have yours. But for me, I am not stuck to them. As I evolve, as I, mature, I am willing and open to, if I get other information, to change my belief systems and adjust them. Just don't get stuck in like, this is the one truth. And that's what we tend to do that as humans a lot, where we think we get to a certain age, whatever it is, and it's like, this is my reality. And, reality is constantly shifting as our consciousness is, evolving, and as we are going to different levels. And the way we thought, 5 or 10 years ago is not the way we're going to think 5 or 10 years from now. Hopefully we're going to, refine. It's like a refining process. And so with all that said, what's really going to help you is keep up your, any sort of reading, any sort of educational things, anything to do with, refining belief systems, philosophy. It could be your spirituality, anything like that. And also the whole education thing of like, reading, watching things, continually expanding your knowledge. And that's going to help you all through this, because, with this flow, this give and take energy that I'm seeing for a lot of you, a lot of you are going to be prepared for like a lot of, good and different things flowing into your life. And if anything is perceived as flowing into your life, if you're receiving something that is perceived as not good, realize that it's there for a reason. And so ask yourself, if something, you already know what to do with the good stuff that flows into your life, but if it's something that it can be perceived as like not so good or negative, just ask yourself this question. Okay, why am I experiencing this? Like, what is it about this that I need to learn, type of a thing? And that will help you to kind of, detach from the, emotions that come with any sort of experiences like that. But I can see a lot of you are doing like a lot of great work in, dealing with, taming that mind. Just keep up that work. Realize that it really is, it's an ongoing thing, probably a lifelong thing. Check out that book, really good, for taming the mind, The Untethered Soul. And just want to say thank you for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing, helping me grow the channel. Much love, much appreciations, many blessings.